digress. I was invited on a panel that was hosted by Club Creole. And they were talking about the economic and social differences between black men and black women. And it was a very interesting panel because we spoke about women in the workplace, men in the workplace, and one of the questions that were asked that was pretty controversial was, do black men share the same privileges as black women? And it was like, wow, that's a very loaded question, and it's one of the best questions I've ever been asked in my life. It is. Well, that was the first thing I thought. I was like, wow, this is a trap.
If they ask you that question, they're watching your every word. Because it's like, let's see where you stand.
Yeah. Well, my answer was definitely no. Even with both of us still in a form of struggle and oppression, there are very defined differences in terms of the privileges we still acquire.
Most definitely.
Especially since I'm a man, and you're a woman. And then, well, first of all, we're both black. That's what they see us as. And then it was like, okay.
No ifs, ands, buts about it.
No ifs, ands, buts about it. I'm just a little clearer than yours, you feel me? I'm just a little aquafina.
Born at the nighttime, that's cool.
You feel me? It's all right. But, first of all, we're black, and then the man, and then the woman. It's weird how black women fall on the spectrum of the hierarchy. What do you feel about that?
It's funny because I have so much information loaded in my head, and I was just trying to gather them all because I was just like, yes, this is my calling. How I feel about that is, I remember I took a women's studies class. Not the best idea that I ever had, but you got to take a lot of good things from wherever you are. Bloom where you're planted, my mom always says. And it talked a lot about, or focused a lot about, intersectionality. So intersectionality is realizing that you may have more or less privileges based on the groups that you're a part of. So you just mentioned that yes, we are black, but we are, you're a man and I'm a woman, male, female, however you want to put it. So in that sense, you'd be a part of an A group because you're a man. And I'd be a part of a B group because I'm a woman. So how many B groups you're in kind of ties into kind of binaries that already exist. So you may not even be aware of it at that point, but you're still first, yeah, you're black, but you're a man, you're able-bodied, you're college educated, or at least getting there, working towards it.
Yeah, working
you
towards it.
You have a job, you have a vehicle, you probably can afford Uber or Lyft if you needed to. There are things like that where, because it's our reality, we don't really pay much attention to it. So we don't realize the privileges that we may or may not have because or despite of something.
And there was a young lady, she was from Faces, which was on, she shared the panel with me and a couple of other people. It was about 4 or 5 of us in total. 5 of us in total, I believe. I don't want to miss anybody. But she spoke about, in our banter, I won't call it an argument, but we just, shared experiences back and forth. We spoke about, she gave me the privilege of choice. She told me about, when I was telling her about the differences between men and women and, how I view things in a workplace. And, the question came up, you should always fight for what you're worth. Don't let anybody undercut you. And trust me, I understand that completely, especially when you're applying for a job. However, I'm of the idea that, let me just get my foot in the door. I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to tell you, hey, listen, this is what I've done for you. Let's renegotiate this thing, because now I'm a valuable asset to you. And she hit me with this, and I was like, you know what? That's right. You're. I can feel that. She hit me with, that sounds like the privilege of choice.